Hi everyone, Monique here, intuitive soul savant, astrologer, numerologist, soul coach, spiritual seeker for many decades. So welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new here. Thank you for watching my videos, much appreciated. Today we're going to be talking all about Neptune in Pisces and Saturn in Pisces, but mainly about the dance that Neptune and Saturn are going to have together in the next 2 years. So what happened in 2012? Because in 2012, 4th of February, Neptune ingressed into Pisces, 2012. Now, what I remember of 2012 is that was the end of the Mayan calendar. So all spiritual seekers were very aware of that time, 2012, and especially on the internet. 2012, 2013 and onwards was when many groups opened up, many spiritual groups, many of the mature spiritual seekers, awoken to the internet. And this is when we started discussing star seeds, twin flames, light workers, angelic beings, elfin beings. Everybody was labeling themselves, or they were choosing to call themselves either a starseed or a light worker or angelic being, what have you. And the internet really blew up with spiritual terms, astrology, numerology. I mean, these things have been around forever. But on the internet, it was around 2012 that all of this kicked off. And that is when Neptune ingressed into Pisces. So we have had Neptune transiting through Pisces since 2012, and Neptune is a co-ruler of Pisces. So Neptune's very comfortable there. And when Neptune leaves Pisces, nobody on this planet is going to experience Neptune in Pisces again. Now, today I'm making this video because Mars, in an hour or so, exactly conjuncts Neptune in Pisces. Now, today, Neptune is at 28 degrees and 55 minutes of Pisces, and so is Mars. Okay, and this will be the last Mars conjunction with Neptune in Pisces. Mars, action, fired up, its energy. Okay, so for everybody who awakened in the 2012, this is a very important time, just this Mars conjuncting Neptune. Now, as I said, Neptune is at 28 degrees, 55 minutes. We're going to follow the path of Neptune, and then we're going to bring Saturn in. Now, the reason for this is I want to project to you guys for something for you to think about. We want to integrate the energy of Neptune, and that is a little difficult because Neptune cannot be contained. Neptune is ethereal. Neptune is creative. Neptune is imaginative. The Neptune and Pisces, rule the arts, theatre, singing, the creativity that we put out into the universe that comes intuitively, not from logic, intuitively. So we have this year and 2025 into 2026 to reap the fruit, the rewards, the benefits of Neptune transiting through Pisces. So I don't want to lose you here. I'm just going to give us some dates because Saturn is also in Pisces, And Saturn has been in Pisces since last year. And Saturn is in a sign for nearly 3 years, 2.5 years, 2 years, 8 months, around that period. Okay, so it's very interesting that Saturn is in Pisces, and Saturn will be holding Neptune's hand as Neptune ingresses into Aries. These two do not conjunct until 2026, but they'll be doing this dance of a direct motion, a retrograde motion, direct motion, retrograde motion. However, they will not be exact until 2026, and it will be in Aries. Now, because they're only going to be a couple of degrees apart, we could say that it is a conjunction. The energy of the conjunction will be apparent. However, the exact will not happen until 2026. So today, Neptune is at 28 degrees 55 minutes, and Neptune is in direct motion. Now, on the 2nd of July this year, 2024, Neptune will station retrograde at 29 degrees and 55 minutes of Pisces. So it nearly gets to the Aries, but no, it stations and retrogrades, and that's starting on the 2nd of July this year, 2024. Now, Neptune will retrograde back to 27 degrees of Pisces, and that will be on the 7th of December this year. So on the 7th of December this year, Neptune will station direct after having its retrograde this year. The end of this year, it will station direct at 27 degrees of Pisces. And it'll keep moving forward in direct motion. Now, on the 31st of March next year, 2025, still in direct motion, Neptune will ingress into Aries for the first time. For the first time. And that will be the 31st of March, 2025. So Neptune will keep moving through Aries, and it will get to 2 degrees 10 minutes of Aries, and it will station retrograde, and that date is the 3rd of July 2025. So Neptune ingresses into Aries next year, gets to 2 degrees 10 minutes, stations retrograde on the 3rd of July 2025. So back again, Aries goes back into Pisces, retrogrades back into Pisces. And on the 23rd of October next year, we'll hit the 29 degrees of Pisces. So Neptune's back in Pisces. And Neptune will retrograde all the way back to only 29 degrees, 22 minutes of Pisces. So that's the 10th of December. It will station to go direct at the last degree of Pisces. And then on it goes into Aries, and it will not return to Pisces again. So from the 10th of December next year, 2025, that will be the end of Neptune in Pisces. So we have a 1.5 years to understand this energy, to integrate this energy, to learn from this energy, to accumulate all our knowledge, all our experiences from 2012. All right? So that's the path of Neptune. And isn't it interesting how many people are awakening since 2012? How many people are starting to study spiritual modalities? How many people are understanding that that the earth, the materialism, it doesn't fulfill us. It may for a short time, but it doesn't make us feel whole, happy, and united as one people. All right. So that's the transit of Neptune. Now I'm going to bring Saturn into the story because Saturn is in Pisces. There will be no other slow-moving planets in Pisces for a very, very long time. Of course, every March we're going to have the sun. Venus won't be far away. Mercury won't be far away. But Mars, it'll take it 2 years, but it will come to Neptune, as I said, when Neptune is in Aries. That will be the next Mars conjunction in the early degrees of Aries. So Saturn, today, as I'm making this video, Saturn is at 16 degrees and 38 minutes Pisces and moving very, very fast. On the 29th of June this year, Saturn stations retrograde in Pisces at 19 degrees and 25 minutes. And that means Saturn is going back to do a little more work within the degrees of 12 degrees Pisces and onwards. So the 29th of June, Saturn stations retrograde at 19 degrees 25. Now Saturn on the 15th of November this year, 2024, Saturn will have done its retrograde back to 12 degrees 41 minutes of Pisces. So it stations direct 15th of November this year at 12 degrees 41 minutes Pisces. And then it will keep moving forward. It will go direct right up until the 13th of July next year, 2025. And it will station retrograde. It will enter Aries, right? So from July next year, Pisces will move forward very fast for Saturn. Saturn will be moving very fast from 12 degrees 41 minutes of Pisces right through to Aries, and it will go into Aries, ingress into Aries, and it will get to 1 minute 51 degree 56 minutes of Aries, but it still hasn't finished with Pisces. So the 2nd of September next year, Saturn will retrograde back into Pisces to 25 degrees 9 minutes, nothing before. Okay, so we have Saturn dipping its toe in Aries, but then retrograding back to 25 degrees 9 minutes, and that will be on the 27th of November. So that's all happening next year. Okay, we're having this dance with Neptune and Saturn this year and next year. Now, the exact conjunction between Neptune and Saturn isn't until the end of February 2026. So next year, we're going to have this situation where Saturn and Neptune will be moving together, and the furthest will be 1 or 2 degrees. So it is like a conjunction. These two energies are going to be holding hands and ingressing into Aries, which is a whole lot of new energy, guys. This is really big energy when Saturn and Neptune hand in hand ingress into Aries. So for the collective, we will have Pluto in Aquarius, and Pluto is transforming the collective. So this Neptunian energy in Pisces, it's very important that for the rest of this year and for next year and forever, but we really push into our practices, our modalities, our meditation, our yoga, our studies, our creativity, working from the heart rather than the mind, evolving our spiritual awareness. Now, I know I just threw a lot of dates at you, but if you started, you can write those dates down. The whole idea is to try for us to understand this energy. Now, Saturn is very different to Neptune. They are not bedfellows in the earthly realm. In the spiritual realm, they are. You ask a Capricorn who's with a Pisces, it can be a really beautiful relationship. You have earth and you have water. Now, with Saturn, Saturn is all about boundaries. Saturn is all about quantifying something material. Neptune is not material, it's ethereal. So some way the collective for us is to materialize the spirituality. And this can be done just like what I'm doing now. I'm talking about spiritual subjects in form. I'm bringing it into form. Now, this transit of Neptune and Saturn in the later degrees of Pisces is going to be challenging the late degrees of Virgos, Geminis, and Sagittariuses. Now, remember, we have Jupiter going into Gemini. So Jupiter will not exactly square this Neptune and Saturn. I haven't got the dates for that, but I will bring that. I just don't want to bring the whole picture. I just want us to imagine that there's no other planets on our chart except Neptune and Saturn. Where is your Sun? Where is your Mercury? Where is your Venus? Where is your Mars? Those personal planets. If you're late degrees of the mutable signs, you're going to feel this. Now, I tell you who else is going to feel this and be challenged by this energy will be the early degrees of the cardinal signs. So the early Aries, the early Libras, the early Capricorns, and the early Cancers. Because as Saturn and Pisces move across the last degrees, Saturn and Neptune, as they move across the last anaretic degrees, important degrees, 29 degrees of one sign and 0 degrees of the next sign, there's a lot of power. There's a lot of energetic power in those degrees, all right? And it's going to be a dance. And the fact that they don't actually conjunct until after this dance, until after both of them are dead set in Aries to stay with Neptune. Neptune will be staying for a fair while in Aries, and of course Saturn just those couple of years, all right? So this is something, you know, that we really could use to our benefit, especially if, you know, we've started our spiritual seeking, started our spiritual searching and desiring with Saturn in Pisces. You can manifest a spiritual career if that's what you're wanting. You will be able to bring form to spiritual modalities that have been around for a long time, as well as the new modalities that will be coming online with Pluto in Aquarius. All right, so there's a lot of dates I've given you. This is all about making form with art, creativity, spirituality, imagination, film, dance, all of those Pisces energies. And then once these two enter into Aries, it's a whole different game. And you may have heard a lot of astrologers say, wait till 2025, 2026. oh yeah, okay, the energies are going to be big, and they're collective energies because Pluto will be in Aquarius. This is for the collective. Which way are we going to go? We're going to stick to slavery and jobs that we hate going to, but we do it for money? Or will we decide to have faith, Neptune, and to step into an area that we would enjoy doing, that we would love doing, that would have us waking up in the morning and can't wait to get to that work and to be serving? You know, Pisces energy, it's service to humanity. It's polar opposite. Virgo, service in the practical sense. You know, nursing, those sort of service jobs. With Pisces, it's a spiritual service to humanity. So knuckling down, guys, on our meditations, our studies, our stepping out of 3D. Okay, it can be done. Stepping out of 3D, understanding the fourth dimension as we all ascend together as one into the fifth dimension. So whether you're a star seed, angelic being, whatever you want to call yourself, we are spirit, we are source, and the rest of it is illusion. And Pisces, Neptune rules that illusion. It's a playground for our souls to grow and evolve. So today, as Mars conjuncts with Neptune, find that power, find that strength, find that energetic force that can come with the Mars energy to step in to your new life. Because when Saturn and Neptune ingress into Aries, it's going to be a new world. And it is predicted that we won't even recognize the world we're living in right now. And there's other big hitters as well. We've got Uranus going into Gemini, which is going to flip the whole social media scene, communications scene. But we'll get to that little by little. But we have this year and we have next year to really embrace the energy of material forming spirituality on planet now, so that we're spiritual beings having a human experience. I love you. I'll speak to you tomorrow all about the Pluto station. And thank you so very much. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful day. Big love.